How you doing, everyone? It's this Kevin. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be sharing a tool with you guys. This tool I've had for a very long time. I don't use it very much at all, but if somebody was into working on cars and that sort of thing, this kind of tool is definitely a have tool. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to give you a nice close-up view of this tool and show you how it works and what different things you can do with it. And I really think that if you're working on vehicles, like damaged vehicles, wrecked cars and that type of thing, this thing comes in pretty handy. Now this tool, as you can see, comes in a pretty nice case. Everything fits in here really nice and has a lot of different attachments. Don't let all the attachments fool you. They go together pretty easily. And the tool is actually called, and you know, I had to look this up to make sure because I thought they called them a power pull, but I could have been wrong, so I didn't want to say that. So I looked them up and they call them a this is a 4-ton heavy-duty portable hydraulic equipment kit. Now, I don't know why they call them that. This one here runs around $100, which for me paid for itself on the first vehicle, shall I say, my son might have wrecked. I used it on his vehicle. He wrecked a small car and we pushed all the front end back out with this thing. So it paid for itself on that one job that we did with it. For like right around $100, somewhere right around $100, you could pick this up. Now this one came from Harbor Freight, and I do believe you can pick these up on Amazon. I will try to leave a link for Amazon because I am an Amazon associate and I get a small commission by selling it if I can sell any of them, which doesn't change the cost of what you pay, but it does help me out. So I want to put a link to them. So let me show you the tool. I haven't had it out of this thing in many years. I do believe the last thing that I used it on was a trailer, a jackknife trailer, and the back part of the trailer where the tail light was, that bracket for the tail light was bent back, and I just bent it back up, and that's what I used it on. So I'm going to get this thing set up and then I'll show you how it works. Okay, I just set up the small, this is your jack right here. This is your pump, which is going to, you're going to pump this, and as you can see, this guy here comes out as you pump it. You can see this getting longer, and this is just basically your pump, and this is your jack. Now you have lots and lots of these extensions, and they all hook onto that, so you can take that thing and go a long ways with all the pieces that you have that comes with this kit. Those are all extensions. These are all different extensions right there. Let me make sure you can see them all. These are all the different extensions. Now, you would think 4 tons, it wouldn't really do much. But when you're messing with metal, like on a car, like say your Core Sport or something like an inner fender, and you need to move that a little bit, by putting this thing in there and pumping, I'm telling you, it'll open it up. It'll surprise you what this little guy will do. So if you just keep pumping, you can see the jack just keeps coming on out. Pretty easy. And then you would break this loose over here, and then the jack will go back in. Really nice little setup for, like I said, wrecked cars or something like that. It really works out well. Now, there is another piece here I want to show you that goes to this. Okay, this is the other piece I wanted to show you guys. You ever heard of the jaws of life? It sort of looks like that right there, I guess. And I have used this. I've actually taken it to work and used it on some of our trucks where something is smashed a little too small. You can't really get anything in there to pry it up, and then you use this thing. And if you watch the jaws right here, I will pump this thing and you can see the jaws. It will spread open. I think this will go up to a half a ton. So tighten that up and we'll start jacking. And you can see the jaws just get wider, wider, wider. And this is really nice for small places that you try to get into where, like I said, you can't really get anything else in there. But if you can fit these jaws in there and spread that metal out, it really works nice. Then you just break it loose and it'll go back shut. This is definitely a handy tool, and I have used this tool several times. It hasn't been used in a long time, so it's a little bit stiff. It probably could use a little bit of oil on it. So that being said, this tool here was pretty nice too, and that kit altogether, you get it's not really that expensive. It would surprise you with how cheap they are. You know, just probably right around $100, maybe a little bit more, but pretty cool little setup. I have another piece that I bought that didn't have anything to do with this. Well, it had to do with this kit, but you had to buy it completely separate, and I'll show you that piece next. Alright, this is the next piece that I had bought. Now, I don't know why you'd call it a power pole when it's a really pushing, but this one here actually pulls. It has a hook on this end and a hook on that end, which allows you to grab a hold of two things and pull it together with the force of 4,000 pounds, I think, or 4 tons. So this is actually good for pulling. And I have used this a few times, not very many, and actually I haven't used the tool at all really that much, but none of it, because I don't really work on cars that much, only when I have to. So this one is basically the same way. You tighten it up, you pump it, and this will actually suck that cylinder in instead of pushing it out. Like the other one would push, this one pulls together, which is pretty slick. Now they do make this in a 10-ton too. They make a 4-ton and a 10-ton. They may have something in between, but that's only the two that I've seen so far. So you get the point. This one here pulls, the other one's push. And I had to buy this separate. I didn't get this. This one had to be bought separate. So definitely a nifty little tool. Okay, that's another look at the kit, and that is the piece that I bought that would pull. This is the pieces that will push, and that's it all together. And like I said, good little tool. Never had any problems with it for sure. Now, as long as you keep all of your covers on these covers to protect everything, the jack has it on there, and all of these pieces here have them on there. As long as you keep them on there and keep dirt from getting in there and your fluid from leaking out, it's actually a really nice little setup for a decent price for what you pay for this thing. Alright, that's a look at my portable hydraulic equipment kit. So there's not really much to it. It looks a little more confusing. It has a lot of different attachments to it, and they all hook onto the jack. You just slide them on, slide them off. You can extend that thing and make it huge, long, or you can make it short and tiny with the little jaws in there. This works out pretty nice. And then this tool over here is the one that pulls. And you know, this will work just about on anything, even four-wheelers, go-karts, different things like that. We've bent a little bit of stuff on those. As long as you know where to push, you'll be in good shape. Even the 4-ton, and that's all mine is, 4-ton, and I really never needed any more than that. As long as you're not messing with too heavy a metal like frames, it'll bend a little bit on the frame, but it's not going to be extremely strong on a real heavy metal. But thin metal like four-wheeler frames, motorcycle frames, go-kart frames, lawnmowers, cars, on the body parts of the cars, like the core sport. Most of the time people hit you in the front and you need to push that back out so you can line it up and put your fenders back on. This thing works just fine for that type of work. Like I said, I've only used it a small amount of times, but it paid for itself. The very first car that we did paid for this kit. So that's why a lot of times I don't mind buying something like this. As long as it'll pay itself off, I get to keep the tool for the next time when I may really need it. Again, I have the tool. So now I will leave a link in the description. They have these at Harbor Freight. I'll leave a link for Amazon. I'm sure we can get them on there and probably get them probably even free shipping. I'm not sure, but we'll see what we can find on there for you, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. So I would like to tell everybody, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you like. Till next time.